Hi guys, this is a problem from section 5.1. For doing this problem, you have to know the definition of definite integral. The original question is asking us to find the function f of x, the lower bound and upper bound. This means you have to find an integral from a to b f of x dx which equal to this original expression. So now let's compare our new expression with the expression of definition. So the first two part is limit n goes to infinity and summation from 1 to n. These two parts are exactly the same as the first two parts of the definition. So we can see this part equals to this part. So let me write it down. F of xi delta x equal to, let me switch the order of the expression, tangent I pi over 4n times pi over 4n. Alright, let's plug in something followed by the definition. Let's replace xi by xi equal to a plus I times delta x. And then times delta x, this guy equal to tangent I pi over 4n pi over 4n. Before we plug in delta x equal to b minus a over n, we can observe this equation. Let's make a guess. So if a equal to 0 here, our expression becomes to f of L delta x equal to tangent, here's the delta x, equal to tangent I over 4n pi over 4n outside. You see, the first part is a function. For right side, the first part is a function as well. And the second part is delta x, and here is an expression. They are very similar. Here is I times delta x, and here is I times something. So here is a delta x, and here is something. So they are the same. So we just let delta x equal to pi over 4n. So now the right side become to tangent I delta x times delta x, right? On left side we have f of I delta x times delta x, and now here is tangent I delta x times delta x. So we can see f of x equal to tangent x. So now let's plug in this into the formula, I mean the definition. Delta x equal to b minus a over n equal to pi over 4n. Do you remember we have a guess which is a equal to 0. So if a equal to 0, this means we have b over n equal to pi over 4n. So b should be equal to pi over 4, right? So now we have our function. We have our lower bound a and upper bound b. So we are done. No, we are not done. Do you remember what I told you in the class? Because there's something followed our intuition, so we need to test it after you finish it. So we have, let me write it here. So we have limit n goes to infinity, summation I equal to 1 goes to n. F of xi become tangent xi, then times delta x. And since the delta x is pi over 4n, we have the limit n goes to infinity, summation tangent xi should be equal to 0 plus I delta x, which is pi over 4n. And here's pi over 4n. Look, this expression is exactly equal to the original expression. So we can stop here. But maybe sometimes you need to write this expression out to write the first term and the second term to comparing with the original expression. But for this problem, since this one is very easy, we don't need to do that. Maybe I will give you another example for doing such type of problem. And our answer should be tangent x is the f of x, a is 0, b is, oh, we haven't found b. Oh, we'll find b. b is pi over 4. So we are done. Thanks for watching the video.